The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, only a couple of hairs past 10 p.m., and you have been granted access to the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. So, whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between, you are tuned in to a brand new episode of The Black Files.
April 9th. And you know something? I really enjoy this whiplashing weather. One minute we're having hot sunny days. The next thing you know, we're having cold temperature drops. It's almost as whiplashing as the freaking stories that we cover every week.
The weather reacts to the mood. The mood reacts to the weather. We are beholden to nature, for we are all her children.
And right now we're receiving the spanking of the century. God dang it.
Why? Raven wants milk. Somebody fetch me a nipple.
Please, mommy, no.
Oh my God.
God almighty. Welcome everybody to the Black Files. I am your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the guy who, even right now, while we're going through the start of the show, I haven't quite got my monitor adjusted the way I would like in order to make sure that I am giving you, the audience, the attention you need, while also at the same time being able to read stuff. I can't set up a teleprompter with my with everything that I want to see while I'm looking at y'all, because A, I'm broke, and B, I don't read off of a teleprompter. I would only want to look at it directly head on if I'm reading the same articles and all that good jazz and stuff. But that's not what's important. What's important is, I'm very persnickety when shit has to be just right when it comes to the monitors. And thankfully, I'm not alone tonight. I am joined by our usual suspects, of course. First off, let's go ahead and say hello to the lovely ladies of the Ravens Flock themselves, cosplayers extraordinaire in our own personal Starlight Roads. Give it up for Dragon Fang and Zayana Rose Cosplay!
Hi guys!
Howdy, ladies.
It's a day. It is a day. I hate today.
That answers the question I was trying to ask. Okay. Go bloody figure. Sure. Oh my god. Okay, let's also go ahead and welcome a man with a million opinions and zero apologies, the living end of the Ravens flock, and the host of Los Amigos Play, which is live every Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Give it up for the irrepressible Mr. Angel Mendez!
Hello, everybody. My name is Angel. Once again, thank you kindly for joining you today in my
He's yawning.
In my somewhat inebriated state because I had too much cold medication, so I'm kind of out of it. All the same, thank you for taking the time to join us on this beautiful Wednesday, and I hope that you enjoy watching the show as much as I enjoy. Fucking jump, Dante! As much as I enjoy doing this for you guys.
Jump.
I kind of forgot how janky one is. Controlling these wall jumps is a pain in the ass, but I'm working on it.
Are you playing that at the same time as us doing this?
Yes, it's called multitasking. It's a very useful skill in everyday life. You should try sometime. It's great.
God.
Oh, yes, says the man who's barely keeping himself awake because he downed so much sleepy cold medicine.
Exactly. I'm also multitasking my walking and sleeping states.
You accidentally...
Jesus.
You say you didn't dope yourself, but then again, you also accidentally overdid it on the NyQuil. There's a term for that. It's called accidentally doping yourself.
Never. I will promise you that all my dopings will always be intentional. I will never half-ass my addiction to pain med. Wait a second. That's not a good thing to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what are you...
Let's just ignore the last 10 seconds.
And let's not forget the main man himself, the founder of the Ravens Flock, executive producer and content manager of this channel, host of Wrestle Rewind live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and host of our flagship show, The Ravens Flock, live every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Give it up for Mr. Jose Casabona!
Thank you very much for that warm introduction, Juancho. Happy to be here with all my friends and happy to be here with all our viewers and lurkers and listeners that are watching us at home. And do not worry, Juancho, I am 100% conscious and I will give you my full attention.
Somehow that's worse than Angel overdoing NyQuil here.
Well, humbug.
Yeah, no, I'd rather have Angel be completely out of it and on the program than you giving me your undivided attention.
Wow, that's just cruel. And
Yeah,
I thought I had
what the
terrible
hell,
feelings.
Angel? I mean, what the hell, Juan?
Damn, it's lost.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you want me to say, Jose? You want me to, like, be all patty cake bakers, man? No, forget that. No.
So you think you can just, like, lob him and spit in his eye?
Yeah,
You
Juan,
think you can curse him and leave him to die?
Jeez.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, just gotta get out of here, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Juan's a dick.
But only when it's funny. Speak of funny things, Jose, go ahead and do us a favor, and would you kindly take care of the housekeeping here?
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Remind me to punch you later. And much like all our other shows, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. So hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell icon to enable notifications. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you can become an inner flocker. And for $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everyone know that you are here to help rescue the Ravens Flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard, staying strong, making your voice our mission. The only thing standing in our way now is the fact that we have to work 9-to-5 jobs just to keep the lights on. However, there is a way that you can help rescue us from this dim and dismal fate, the likes of which I would not wish upon my worst enemies. Actually, I kind of would, because my worst enemies are usually people that I hold a grudge for being lazy shits. And so, yeah, I would want them to be stuck doing 9-to-5s and being underappreciated no matter how hard they work, because fuck it, those motherfuckers get by too easily resting on their laurels, and it's high time they actually learn to earn their wages with the actual labor they're supposed to be producing.
Okay, fine. I'll go apply tomorrow. Jesus Christ, Mom.
Damn, Juan, what the fuck?
No. You guys are okay. You're unfortunately already suffering on it. There's a difference between suffering under capitalism and thriving despite your lack of talent. You guys are not thriving despite your lack of despite your lack of talent. You're thriving because you are talented. All right, and you guys are. It's just a problem that we don't have a lot of time in the day and actually to dedicate ourselves to this, what we actually want to do, what we actually enjoy. Imagine, Angel, instead of accidentally getting yourself inebriated with cough medicine and having to drive halfway across the county in order to work 9-to-5 jobs, imagine instead saving that money from gasoline and earning as much, or if not more, than you are at your job, being able to be right at home, gaming your head off to your heart's content. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Honestly, yeah, it will be nice to be somewhat more financially independent.
Well, it's just one thing that we strive for over here for the members of the Ravens flock, and you folks at home are helping us with that by simply doing what you've been doing this whole time, supporting us here, spreading the good word of the Ravens flock, proselytizing our gospel of the virtues of geek culture, nerd culture, and pop culture, and everything in between. Because, yeah, there is a lot of mud in our community, as sad as it is, but there are also quite beautiful gleaming nuggets of gold and diamonds and platinum and unenriched uranium that you can sell and then enrich, but only for nuclear power and energy purposes, not for actually killing people, because that's bad. But that's not the point. I'm losing myself in the metaphor. The point is, we want to work for you. The point is, we want to work for ourselves. We want to not have to work for demand anymore. We want to actually do this for a living. I wanted to be able to do this for a fucking living. And what you can do with us is by continuing to support us by liking, commenting, sharing our content, subscribing to us, and making sure that you hit the notification bell for all alerts over here. Especially the commenting and especially the subscribing, folks, because we definitely need more subscribers. And you definitely want to leave more comments after the stream, as well as when you're talking to us while we're live. That way, it also tells the algorithm, hey, we like these guys. Push them more, please. Go and finagle the algorithm with us over here. Help a brother out. Before you know it, with your persistence over here, we'll finally be able to be self-sustaining to the point where we'll have enough inner flockers to support us, and we'll have enough revenue to be able to work the jobs we want instead of the jobs that we unfortunately need. But with your help, we can and will succeed. You also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below. And you get access to all of us, the Ravens flock, your favorite motley crew nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your tastes and needs. I see Lizzie's Fart Knocker and Nikki Bella holding it down in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it a bunch. It means the world to us. And I've been, I wanted to say, I did manage to get my day off from my 9-to-5 job, but at the same time, the stuff that I was trying to get done in order to work on this other project that I'm doing, I'm simply too broke to do it. I literally couldn't go to the function that I was trying to go to save my life. But you know what? I was all ready to roll. I was ready to rumble. I was ready to rock this joint, even though I was left stranded. Don't you hate that? You're just plans just fucking implode on you. But that doesn't.
Alas, yes.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't attach yourself to these things without the same amount of joie de vivre, amount of determination, amount of commitment to your bit. But more importantly, you need to continue meeting these moments in your life by maintaining your energy consistent no matter what. As Angel continues downing what I'm hoping.
Wait a second, he just said the word energy. Yes, you know what that means, kids?
You were over here glugging on more Kool-Aid flavored NyQuil while I've got the power of glitch energy up in my hands here. And yes,
that's right, baby. You don't need drugs when you have the energy to get by through life, because the only energy that matters is the energy to get up in the morning the next day, and that's what glitch is there for, to keep you alive for 5 more minutes.
And that's why we're glad over here at the Ravens Flock to continue being partnered up with our friends at Glitch Energy. Glitch Energy specially formulated smart energy blend keeps you running strong all day long, just like the Ravens Flock, with 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories, 0 lag, and 0 crash. And if you were to go to glitchenergy.com, make sure that you keep their website bookmarked, because you never know when they'll be dropping a new flavor on you. For instance, one of my favorite flavors over here, inspired by a fellow Glitch partner, Laura the Explorer. It's neon sugar flavored. It's the cotton candy one. It's very tasty. Oh my god, the less thirsty posting that I can say, the better, because I do not want to get in trouble like that. But or does he? I don't know. No, I really don't. But Glitch Energy, like their Smart Energy Blend isn't all they do. They've also got their Glitch Hydration line, which is under the Revive line. But what's more important right now is that these guys do not stop dropping flavors. They've got their Hollywood Punch, Level Up Lemonade, and the Medieval Dynasty inspired quest item flavor, all of which are brand new, all of which are available now. But that's not what's most important about this stuff, is it, Jose?
No, the most important aspect, no matter what they say and do, will always be the flavor. Because at the end of the day, it's no good to give you something that tastes like crap, even if it's healthy for you. And we here, the folks at Glitch Energy, have decided to give you not only something that you want to drink, but something that feels like it's worth the time to drink. It may not seem like much at the end of the day, but man, listen, all the energy in the world ain't gonna do me much good if it tastes terrible, okay? It's that simple.
Sadly, you're right, Angel. You want to make sure that whatever you're drinking, it's actually worth your while. Right, Jose?
Exactly. And the Glitch Energy will keep you going for hours. I will argue and say that Glitch Energy is by far the best energy formulated blend that we've ever tasted. And we've tried a lot. And if you go to glitchenergy.com and use our promo code FlockFuel, you'll receive a 20% discount on your order. So don't delay. Go to glitchenergy.com, use our promo code, get your Glitch Energy now.
I want to thank Glitch Energy very much for partnering with the Ravens Flock. We appreciate it a bunch. Holy cow, this has been a hell of a week already. Everything's on fire, and my world's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it.
I like it. I never get bored.
Yeah.
Get rocks.
I don't know if this would be a happy time to go to karaoke, guys. I'm not feeling so jolly.
Well,
at least if we're at karaoke, then we're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. Yeah, no,
You
you're
wouldn't
right.
have to listen to the world burn.
Well, while the world is trying to catch fire on us and trying to make us
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, Disco Inferno style, and not even the fun dancing style of Disco Inferno. Just like, nope, you're just dying here. Fuck you. You didn't even get to dance. We're just stuck. But thankfully, that's not what's belying all of us here in the world. We could still at least turn our noses up to scumbags and buttholes out here in the nerd community, or in the pop culture community at the very least, and be able to comfortably say, well, at least I'm not like this asshole. It's good to be able to compare yourself to people who are actual scumbags.
Fascinating, really. This is the highest we can go with it.
No, truthfully. And I cannot believe that the last time we spoke about this particular instance was in 2023. That just goes to show you how long this has actually been developing. How many of y'all even remember the actor and comedian Russell Brand?
Very vaguely. I know who he is. I know what he's done. I know who he is. He's he's an actor / comedian, and he's been he was the voice of Dr. Nefario in Despicable Me. You know, that movie that Universal likes to keep churning out every couple of years just because it's one of their biggest cash cows.
You gotta continue milking it for all it's worth, Jose.
Oh,
just
God.
Milk that cow. And once all the milk is done, once its udders have dried out, you slash the udders out and you send it off to the great pasture in the sky by popping it with an air gun and then butchering it for beef.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I don't know how farming works.
I was wondering because he just turned into an Aqua Teen Hunger Force skit all of a sudden there.
He was also a frequent host of the MTV Video Music Awards. He was a host for 2008, 2009, 2012. So, and he had a lot of shows, and he hosted a lot of his own shows. So there's that too.
Yeah, and lo and behold, it turns out that one of the old axioms of the entertainment business is alive and well. Unfortunately, never meet your heroes. Never don't linger in the limelight for too long, my dear friends. Back in 2023, as Russell Brand had begun rebranding himself in the most like it's like one of those clearly obvious I'm doing this for the money ways of rebranding. He started leaning more towards an audience that is more receptive to accepting him saying, "Oh no, I'm really a victim," of "Oh no, I'm really I'm being taken down by the man. I'm really actually being held down because I'm telling the truth of things," and by which I mean conservative manosphere right-wing nut jobs. And
all I know about these guys that at one point he defended Andrew Tate, and that's all I needed to not pay attention to anything he was saying ever again.
You're unfortunately right about that, Angel. Sadly, all of this is all coming roaring, kicking and screaming right back up again, right where we didn't fucking need it. All because this guy's issues have escalated after about a year of actual proper investigation and research from the authorities. And putting it simply, folks, Russell Brand back in 2023 was alluding himself more towards the right-wing influencer area in order to garner himself an audience that is more receptive of him, saying that the allegations that are all against him are false and untrue, and that they're all lying, and they're all trying to get him because the man's always trying to get the truth tellers.
The man!
And lo and behold, and that was when the first set of allegations that were made against him from women that he had been with over the years, who have basically alleged that he had been sexually inappropriate towards them. So I think right about now is the right time to go ahead and lay out our obligatory disclaimer. We're going to be talking about sexual abuse, folks. Unfortunately, we have to discuss things of a sexual nature, things of a clearly illegal nature, and clearly a nature of things of people being fucking assholes. What we need you to do is remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. K-Storm popping out of her tent isn't what's important, but hi, honey, you're headlining.
Hello, K-Storm. Welcome back.
Hi, honey.
So if you have problems with hearing about it, watch this with someone else, or don't.
Yeah, no, like
spare yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Please, if this is something that you have an unfortunate experience with, if that's something that you're not all that
your comfort is important. Yeah. We are going to be talking about some very sensitive shit involving a lot of victims and a lot of crimes of the sexual nature. We understand if you don't wish to be present for this matter, but for the sake of, public expression, we must speak on the matter. We are not declaring the guilt of the accused party, nor are we pointing fingers at the accusers. We're merely trying to express our views based on the information that has been given to us. Please understand that we are not endorsing, nor are we demanding anybody on this matter. It is merely that something that will lead to your own discretion. Please understand we do so as a matter of journalistic integrity.
Nevertheless, if this is something that you've been dealing with in the past or something that you need to work on, we by all means ask that you speak to a mental health professional at your earliest convenience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hence why I'm wearing the headphones.
Hence why K-Storm is in headphones and why she's tuning out and potentially hotboxing in her tent. I don't know.
No, just hiding.
Okay, hiding from the world in her tent. All right, so it's official. Russell Brand now is facing actual criminal charges of rape and sexual assault. It's
Christ.
actually happening. And this was actually announced by the UK Metropolitan Police. And it was announced last week, 5 days ago, on April 4th. I'll even show you guys exactly what meanings over here. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so, and it's just straightforward. From the Metropolitan Police website for the UK Met, April 4th, 2025 at 13:59 hours, if I'm not mistaken, that is 1:59 p.m. local time. The Crown Prosecution Service has authorized the Metropolitan Police Service to charge a man following an investigation by detectives. The Met has issued a charge and requisition to Russell Brand, 49 years old, birthday of June 4th, 1975, of Oxfordshire in a connection to the following offenses: 1 count of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, 1 count of oral rape, and 2 counts of sexual assault. Detectives began investigating in September 2023 after receiving a number of allegations, which followed reporting by Channel 4's Dispatches and the Sunday Times. It is alleged that in 1999, a woman was raped in the Bournemouth area. In 2001, a woman was indecently assaulted. In the Westminster area of London. In 2004, a woman was orally raped and sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. And between 2004 and 2005, a woman was sexually assaulted in the Westminster area of London. Russell Brand will appear at the Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday, the 2nd of May. Detective Superintendent Andy Furphy? Wait, is that a real name, Furphy?
Murphy, you son of a bitch!
Furphy with an F. Furphy.
Furphy, you son of a bitch!
The hell? That's such a weird name. Sorry. Let's see. From the Metropolitan Police, who is leading the investigation, said, quote, "The women who have made reports continue to receive support from specially trained officers. The Met's investigation remains open, and detectives ask anyone who has been affected by this case or anyone who has any information to come forward and speak with the police. A dedicated team of investigators is available at met.police.uk. Support is also available by contacting the independent charity Rape Crisis at 24/7 Rape and Sexual Abuse support line. We urge responsible reporting in line with guidance from the Attorney General's office. Editors, publishers, and social media users should take legal advice to ensure they are in a position to fully comply with the obligations to which they are subject under the Common Law and Contempt of Court Act 1981. The charges relate to 4 separate women from the charge." So yeah, like they're laying it out with like, this is the bare bones official statement from the Metropolitan Police.
Now, based on various information, while he was accused of similar acts of sexual harassment in the year 2023, those charges in particular didn't go anywhere because there was simply no evidence to prove anything. The fact that the authorities are actively going out of their way to go, yeah, no, this is an actual case against him, means that they have found, or they may have found, genuine evidence of his wrongdoing. If that's the case, well, on one hand, I'm happy that justice is being served. On the other, I'm sad it had to end up like this to begin with.
Unfortunately, you're right. I understand exactly where you're coming from there, Angel, because if I remember correctly, your whole stance is that you wish to God that they aren't real because no one deserves to have to deal with that kind of abuse and mistreatment. And
in a perfect world, there would be no such victimizations, but we do not live in a perfect world.
Sadly,
it is what it is.
All right, Jose, Zayana, K-Storm, your thoughts so far? Because, no, I meant Zayana, Dragonfang. Why did I say K-Storm? Sorry, honey.
You're okay. Yeah, no, K-Storm's tuned out.
Sorry. We had to mute really quick. We had a situation here. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you good? Are you all right?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's just puppy stuff. Puppy's good.
Dog.
Yeah, sorry. Puppy's
good. Oh, no, puppy's good. Puppy's good. It's just we had to clean up something.
Okay,
no, it's okay. But
yeah, no, what did you say this person's name was?
This is Russell Brand.
Yeah, never heard of them.
You never heard of this?
He's a comedian. Participated in a couple of movies. Doesn't have much of a strong presence in the U.S. per se.
Not lately.
Okay.
Unless you're in the right-wing manosphere, weirdo kind of fucking headline of dealing with people. Yeah, that would be this guy, Zayan and Dragonfang. I don't know if y'all remember him at all. Wait, you can't see the screen, can you?
No, I
To be
cannot
fair,
see
though, the last
screen.
time he showed up on on American screens, he was, god damn it, I keep failing this fucking puzzle. He was a lot younger looking. Let's just say that.
Yep. Well, you can see from the you can see where his appearance is from back then. Hang on a minute, and there you go. All right, so that would be this guy, Russell Brand. Like I said, he used to be like
Okay,
this
he looks sort of
familiar
familiar,
enough.
but
I just shared a photo in the chat.
Yep.
Let me see.
Yeah, this guy.
Okay, he looks sort of familiar, but I don't think I've ever watched anything that he's in
Okay,
or
he
seen
was
anything else. So
he was basically, his whole deal was he was raunchy and wild and like
He had rock star humor, basically.
yeah, that pretty much.
gotcha.
And
Relatively harmless by himself, but in lieu of the newest accusations, it certainly adds a harsher light to his usual brand of comedy, doesn't it?
unfortunately, yes,
Hmm.
and you wouldn't be like I'm guessing y'all wouldn't be surprised to hear. Like you're gonna love this here. I've got an article. Let's see, and y'all are gonna laugh your relative genitals off. Let's see here. The article headline on this, it says, let's see here. Russell Brand admits sex was main reason he, quote, bothered to become famous following sexual assault charges. You're going to laugh at where this headline comes from. Would you like to know? Take a guess.
Where does it come from?
No, go ahead and take a guess. Please.
Oh boy. You know what? Not my best guess, but I'll guess anyway. Fox.
Fuck you. That was right.
Wow.
Oh shit!
From
Nailed it.
Fox
Good job, Joe.
News.
I wasn't trying.
Wow.
From Fox fucking News of all people, actually, like, oh hey, they're going ahead and then they're using his own quotes on reporting this guy, and yeah, this is published on Monday the 7th.
What were the odds?
What were the fucking odds? I have no.
I wasn't trying.
Good job, Joe.
Nice going, Joe.
Excellent job, Joe. I'm proud of you, man.
Oh my, by Lauren Overholtz. All right, Russell Brand admitted sex was one of his main motivations for pursuing fame days after he was charged with rape and sexual assault. Brand 49.
Wow, the timing.
Brand 49 opened up about why, quote, he even bothered becoming famous in the first place while continuing to deny any non-consensual sexual encounters. It's difficult to not reflect that indeed the people participating in this are victims of a type, but not victims of me because I've always been open, he said in a video posted Monday to Rumble. You can go and watch my stand-up comedy. You can read my book. I couldn't have been more clear that I was out there having sex with anybody who wanted to. And let me tell you, when you're a famous guy, people are up for it, Brand explained. People are up for it. I've got to be honest here. That's part of the reason I even bothered becoming famous in the first place, because I thought this will be a glorious opportunity for hedonistic adventure. Surely then my life will mean something. Surely I can find some value in the comfort of strangers. Surely I can lose myself in endless pleasure.
So he was aiming for
contextually
hedonism,
speaking-
basically.
Yeah. So contextually speaking, what meaning has this brought him?
The meaning of getting laid. That's it. That's all there is to it.
That's all it was. Like,
Wow.
I'm getting laid, and hey, this is the good life because I'm getting my Mac on, and there's so many bitches who are willing to help me get my D on and all that stuff. So that's how he had been in his younger end of his career. This continues though. Since becoming a follower of Christ, Brand said he can, quote, recognize that sex is a very, very powerful force. The Arthur Starr, who has been sober from drugs and alcohol for the past 22 and a half years, explained he has, quote, learned a lot and is, quote, grateful for the opportunity to tell the truth, to participate in the process of reconciliation and healing. Brand referenced that the alleged incidents occurred before he became a household name in 2005, before his marriage to Katy Perry, and prior to the Me Too movement. In the video, the comedian seemed to question why the allegations didn't come out then, claiming that the timing was, quote, pretty extraordinary. So he's trying to say, it feels like it shouldn't be happening over here. Maybe they should have done it sooner.
My brother in Christ, no.
It gets
What
worse.
the hell?
See, the idea of a guy who basically got into the arts for the sex and the fucking and the rock and roll, that's fine. The fact that the dude decides, I'm not going to judge people's reasons why they do what they do, you know? The fact that he decides to go clean years later, that's perfectly fine. But the fact that all of this nonsense and criminal shit came out on the spot, come on. Come on.
Yep.
Could we make this any more blatant?
I wish we could. Actually, no. Here we go. Here it becomes a little more blatant. You're going to love how this continues.
I already do.
He went on to discuss how the allegations arose following the actor landing himself, quote, on the radar of the deep state after talking openly about, quote, corruption in the coronavirus era, how companies like Pfizer and Moderna make record profits, how we have an open debate about the causes of war, whether they're the Middle Eastern wars or wars between Russia and Ukraine. Brand also explained that he doesn't, quote, believe in the statute of limitation stuff. Quote, sorry, no. If you don't believe in statute of limitations, I guess that means that if you're accused at any time, you can go ahead and fucking do it. But his quote is, I think if someone committed a crime 20, 30 years ago, if a crime was committed, the person should be held accountable. Justice, I believe in justice. I believe in integrity. I believe in truth. Why? Because I believe in God. I believe that we're here to love one another. He got the loving part right. Brand was hit with 5 counts of rape and sexual assault by the London Met on Friday. The charges included 1 count of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, 1 count of oral rape, and 2 counts of sexual assault, according to a press release. The allegations, which took place between 1999 and 2005, were reported by 4 different women. Brand denied accusations in a video shared to Twitter on Friday. According to Brand, he was, quote, was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile, but what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. Of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that, he added. While Brand did experience a period of promiscuity, which he has frequently been open about, he has been married to wife Laura Gallagher, and since 2017, the couple shared 3 children. He was also married to Katy Perry from 2010 to 2012. Detectives began investigating claims against Brand after multiple women came forward in 2023. The allegations were made public by the UK media outlet Channel 4 and the Sunday Times. At the time, the women accused Brand of physical and emotional abuse and bullying, and as well as some instances of sexual assault and anonymous complaints. Brand denied the accusations, stating that his relationship were always consensual. The star from the film Forgetting Sarah Marshall revealed that he had been contacted by media outlets about the allegations before they were made public. Amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks against are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute, he said at the time. Let's see here. Brand said the encounters, which he claimed occurred during a time of promiscuity, were always consensual. I was always transparent about it then, almost too transparent, and I'm being transparent about it now as well. To see that transparency metastasized to something criminal, I absolutely deny. Makes me question, is there another agenda in play?
Yeah, they always do this.
It's so much worse to me because the cloaking of what he's trying to furnish it all as. He's trying to basically say, like, oh no, this is all a conspiracy. This is all because I dared to speak up about the
against the man.
And about corruption, man. Buddy, just say you like sex.
I mean, the worst part is the supposed shame of, oh, you see, I was a terrible person. No. You were not a terrible person because you liked sex. You were a terrible person because if these accusations are true, you like sex a little too much to care about consent. And trying to use the deep state as an excuse, I don't know, man. Listen, one could make, and I'm being very generous here with my allegation. One could argue that the previous accusations that literally held no water and had no evidence and were like 20 years old could be seen as a matter of trying to besmirch his reputation or try to shit on him. It is not exactly unknown of groupies fucking rock stars and then turning around and trying to accuse them to get a payout. But in this case, if the authorities got involved, that means that you're casting a shadow upon every previous accusation, which you may be guilty of as well. And I don't know, you would think that a changed man would be able to admit guilt. Then again, like I said, if the authorities are getting involved in this, there must be evidence, because otherwise it's just heresy, and then this whole case is going to get thrown on his face. I presume, based on the fact that the cops basically said, yeah, we can arrest him, there must be something to corroborate the stories of the witnesses and the accusers on this matter. At least I'm going by that logic, because otherwise they would basically go either show evidence or GTFO.
Yeah.
Sadly, yeah. Like, I'm over here trying to see exactly how everyone else is covering all this, and one thing that I'm sure it pisses me off all to high heaven. I'm sure it must have it must fry Jose and Angel and Zayan and Dragonfang and every one of y'all. It must be frying under your
Of course.
fingers.
Come on, man.
No, this specific defense of this can't be, like, he's trying to cloak himself in godliness and in his being born again and all that as an excuse to try and shield himself from this stuff. Like, no.
So he's trying to say that because he is now a man of good, that this is all heresy.
No,
Yeah, he's trying to use
sorry,
his
how many
religion as a
times have,
crutch.
People of God
Oh
have
my
actually been
God.
accused of sexual assault and child abuse and all this stuff.
Far too many, almost as many as people in the
Exactly.
public education sector.
exactly. Like, shit.
So I
happens
laugh
whether-
at that defense.
It happens whether it's in the clergy or in the classroom. There's always going to be assholes who wreck it for everyone, unfortunately. Case in point, this, oh my god, I need to, I recognize this name, and I wanted to, yep, that's who it is. Okay.
Boomst.
Fuck it. No, it's all right. No, I found a website from a radio host slash like radio televangelist, if you would, by the name of Julie Roy's. It's her website, The Roy's Report. You're gonna love how her website's covering all this. So, from The Roy's Report, the headline on it specifically reads on here: comedian and Christian influencer Russell Brand charged with rape and sexual assault. So they're putting that out right front and center by Liz Likens over here, and this was published yesterday, April 8th. Comedian and Christian influencer Russell Brand has been charged with rape and sexual assault. The British Crown Prosecution Service and the Metropolitan Police announced Friday. Let's see. Brand, 49, is known for his stand-up comedy and acting career, starring in such films as Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him to the Greek, Despicable Me, and Trolls.
Get Into the Greek. That was the movie that I saw with him in it.
Yep.
He basically plays himself.
Pretty much. It's just like,
Okay.
It's just himself. It's just a version of himself. Let's see here. He gained notoriety after marrying pop star Katy Perry between 2010 and 2012. Why are we making this about him having been prior married to Katy Perry?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
nothing to do
Something.
with this.
Something. I don't know. Some idiot out there must think it's funny or entertaining.
Or are they just trying to like deflect and be like, oh, but he was
Maybe
married
she
to
was a
Katy
bad
Perry. He's
influence.
not a bad person.
Meanwhile, in Russell Brand's mind, I kissed this girl and I liked it. Anyways.
Then he divorced her while she was on tour and she was crying her head off. Oh yeah.
Wow.
By the way, he divorced her over the phone.
Big move, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
you were married to Katy Perry.
Like, and he decided like she was, and this was before she had to go on stage, and it was like, no, this can't actually be happening. Please confirm this. I cannot believe that this is true and this is real. They checked with her and they said, like, okay, you have two choices. We can either cancel the show or you can go on. No one would blame you if you canceled. No one would blame you if you stepped out for tonight. And
Did she go through the show again? I forgot.
She went through the show. She was a consummate professional. Like, hey, these people paid their hard-earned money to come see me sing and dance. I'm gonna sing and dance.
Might as well, you know. Yeah, you gotta
That
earn that
is
cash.
major props to her.
Exactly.
It's difficult, but you gotta earn that cash.
Sadly, yes.
Man.
Like, okay, like the madness of this comes up from the rest of the article on here. Since Brand was baptized a year ago, he has been open about his faith on social media and been invited to speak on multiple podcasts.
Hello?
And then Juan exploded.
Oh no!
Juan, please don't die.
One's back. One's back.
When did I
Juan.
die?
The pack
You
is
froze
back.
in the middle of your explanation, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
You're gonna.
Yes,
you
you
did. You're
did.
gonna have to repeat yourself.
Okay, yeah. It says my connection's unstable. Fuck. I'm
So it
closing
begins.
these windows as I keep going, and this is just such a nuisance. Let me see here. Let me see while I continue on with this. All right, so yeah, it was saying in the article, since Brand was baptized a year ago, he has been open about his faith on social media and has been invited to speak on multiple Christian podcasts. Brand now faces 5 charges. Yeah, we already know that, and we already know this part. Let's see here. Okay, one of the women told the publications that she was 16 and Brand was 30 when they began a relationship that involved abuse and sexual assault. Let's see here.
For the record, 16 is legal in that country, but it's still kind of skeezy, Wick. He's almost twice her age. Like, even from a legal standpoint, that's like, really, dude?
Being legal doesn't make it right.
No.
Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly. To which he even continues in the statement on there. In a video posted on Friday, Brand alleged that while he was a fool before he found God, he has never been a rapist. I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict. I was a sex addict and an imbecile, but I was never was a rapist. I never engaged in non-consensual activity, and I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank you all for your continuing support. And like, Brand said he plans to defend the charges in court. Brand will appear in London's Westminster Magistrates Court in May. Like, okay, so now he, amongst all the wacky wino tattoos he's got, now he's brandishing a tattoo of Christ on the cross on his arm. Okay, so you've got those, and you're saying that you found God. Okay.
Congrats.
Yay. Like, good on you, better late than never, I guess, but at the same time, that doesn't absolve you from taking responsibility. If the shit's fake, then it will be proven in a court of law, and
Yes.
and he'll either be convicted or vindicated, either or. And if
I mean, hey, if he's proven innocent, I'll swallow my words. I'll be the first to admit, hey, egg on our face, sorry we doubted you, that jazz. But
like,
until then, not even once.
Exactly. No, and the thing that pisses me off is how he's trying to use all this saintly fucking like, oh hey, no, I'm a wonderful man of God now. I'm living piously. Like, okay, that's fine. You can live that way now. That doesn't absolve you from the past. Exactly. And like fucking,
Nor does it prove that.
this is like apparently legitimately April last year when he did this. So like, all right, congrats. He went from September through to April before his baptism, before him being born again. And he's still like, he's been laying on his Christian bona fides thick as hell. He's like slapping that on like the thickest chunky peanut butter ever.
Almost as if he's overcompensating for something. But you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Let me see. What do we got in the chat so far? I'm not seeing much of anything with folks talking over here, but that's okay. I know that y'all are listening and y'all are paying attention on your own time, and that's all right. I understand it. This is a divisive topic. This is really weird. It could be it could be harsh, but at the same time, it's not something that we can ignore, because like, it's simple. You can't use your faith to shield you from from any past transgressions, nor can you avoid accountability by saying that everything's a fucking conspiracy against you. Like, okay, so he was critical about the virus itself and about the vaccines back then. A lot of people were fucking like cynical about it and like suspicious about it. I would have been, but I came down with that motherfucker twice. It sucked. I came down with that motherfucker twice, and I'll tell you right now, there was no fucking denying its existence. Nor can I deny how getting vaccinated actually kept me from catching it some more. Especially after folks like unanimously decided the plague is over, we're all going back out to the world, and like, okay, but there's still folks who are immunocompromised. We haven't reached a point where enough people are vaccinated to be able to promote herd immunity. Why can't we hang on to our protections just a little while longer? No, you're just... The less I say...
Why can't we be friends? No, die.
No. Apparently.
Quite literally?
Apparently, yes. No, like, literally, like, no, go die in a fire. Kind of fucking thing. What's even dumber about this, you're gonna love this stupidity, guys, is that amongst all this mess, amongst all this shit, he's still getting, like, he's still being booked for, like, appearances, and he's still being booked for, like, oh, hey, like, speaking engagements. That's how he also makes his money, from, like, hey, going off and speaking about, like, different subjects and things that people have an interest with him on. Case in point, the New College down in Sarasota, Florida. That's literally the name of the place, New College.
What?
New College.
Oh, you don't know? You didn't know? You guys don't know about New College?
College.
New College of Florida. That's
What?
literally its name.
As opposed to the old College of Florida?
Basic ass name ever.
That sounds
Come on, can we put some sauce in the name next time?
terrible.
New College. That's
God,
so
I forgot how
basic.
fucking good this thing is.
That's so generic, Quacho.
Like, okay, which, by the way, it does, like I mentioned earlier, it is located in Sarasota Bay.
I was about to say, is it down near Sarasota?
And,
God, I forgot how fucking good Ultraviolet sounds.
And there are other... Wait, Ultraviolet? What do you mean?
Don't worry about it, Juan. Just
Don't
keep
worry
talking
about it. But yeah, New College of whatever. So the dude still has some media presence to pay for his bills. That being said, that won't be much of an issue if he's found guilty. If he's found innocent, he'll certainly spin that up as the Lord himself has blessed me with innocence or whatever. But if there is some actual evidence for him doing this, it will cast a shadow of a doubt over his previous accusations that he managed to walk away from. Because if he's guilty of this, well, he's been in the business
Then
for
they're
many
going to
years.
start opening the
saying.
book to see if anything else is true. Then,
sadly, you are correct about that. Now, this one particular school, they actually invited him to show up. The New College of Florida had actually invited him to a speaking engagement, and it was embarrassing because they invited him after this news broke.
Ooh,
Wow.
talk about a faux pas.
Yep, it was.
Damn.
It was like, not only is this like shitty timing, but like, really, like, you really want to bring in this guy now? You couldn't have.
Yes, I guess we're bringing him in now for some reason.
Well, there is some sanity, thankfully. And I'll even go ahead and pop this up for the folks at home. From the Herald Tribune, I'll go ahead and I'll put the headline up while I share the link, assuming this thing wants to load. Oh my god, load properly, you fuckface. Hang on. Oh my god. No, I don't care about the fucking... No! Oh my fucking god. I'm not trying to go in there. What's wrong with you? No, the stupid thing was like trying to freaking It was trying to fucking show me. It was trying to like, oh hey, can you go here to subscribe? I'm not trying to subscribe to y'all. Get away from me. Stop it.
No, be gone, thought.
No, I refuse to give you my money.
You don't deserve it. Get away from me.
So, yeah. So also I see Freebird and I see Kyle in the chat. Herd immunity up here on the island was insane. We still got cases here, but nothing fatal. Thank goodness. Casper voice. Timing! Thank you, fucking Kyle. Oh my god. Okay, so
I'm glad you guys are doing okay.
thank you for Freebird, who's got hand sanitizer emoji and hand wiping emojis. Thank you for that. All right, so postponed. New college backtracks after reaffirming need for brand free speech panel. And this is by Samantha Golar, and this was published today on April 9th with updates that came up at 7:28 in the evening. So, load. Okay, come on. New College of Florida has postponed its scheduled Socratic stage panel featuring British comedian Russell Brand. What the fuck? Fuck you, pop-ups.
I presume that now the most generous interpretation is that they sent out the invitation a long time ago, and basically these allegations came out right now, and they just went, "Oh shit, back it up."
No, you're gonna love this. Citing both logistical challenges and the current media climate, the Herald Tribune has learned. Despite widespread criticism from students, faculty, and members of the Sarasota community, college officials had previously defended their decision in a public statement on Tuesday, citing the importance of open inquiry and civil discourse. They're basically, oh no, but let's give the guy a chance.
How about we wait until all the procedures are done, and then we can legally decide if he deserves a chance?
But
Exactly.
he hasn't been charged with anything yet. Yes, he has.
Yeah, now that's the big deal right there. Like, he has been charged. There is an actual precedent to the possibility of him doing the bad things.
This
Okay, well, I didn't see the charge, so if I didn't see it, it's not a thing. Okay, bro?
That's not how charges work. That's not how any of this works. Like, okay,
I know.
I
Being a
love
dork.
the ridiculousness that these kind of a-holes like to do like the mental gymnastics of like, oh, it's just an accusation. That doesn't mean it's real. That doesn't mean I should ever listen to it ever. That means he must be innocent and I will defend his innocence.
No, the point that he even got to the point of accusation means that there is a precedent to it. Now we're in the neutral ground of let's wait and see what the investigation says. But we cannot assume innocence and we cannot assume guilt. But the fact that the accusation got to this point means that there is a precedent for something that may have happened. Like, that alone is enough to be like somewhat doubtful of the events.
Like the fact that it came up on a like BBC Channel 4 docuseries, yeah, I know they can be fucking sensational. I know that like British tabloids culture is alive and well. I understand.
The Brits.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's like there has to be enough of a there in order to be able to present the case. Which is why like it's like the shifting goalposts of these guys, like, oh, he must be an innocent person because I've never seen any sort of accusations. Oh, there's an accusation. Oh, well then that accusation doesn't really mean there's a criminal charge yet, so I'm still defending this person. Oh, there's a criminal charge here? Oh, well, he's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and I will defend this innocent person that I'm presuming is innocent. Oh, he's been convicted? Oh, well, then that must mean that the whole court system is out to get him, and therefore I will continue to defend this man till my dying breath because he's innocent and he's a victim of the system. Oh, he's got jail time on his ass? Well, he must be horrible. He must not be a horrible person. He must be a political prisoner. He doesn't deserve that. We should get him at, like, shifting goalposts.
After a while, you gotta start asking questions, you know? You can't just assume.
And, like, it literally becomes like, okay, let's see you apply that logic gymnastics, that mental gymnastics, to someone that maybe you're not very fond of. Let's say, off the top of my head, okay, let's say that, and I'm not trying to make this a politics thing this time, but it's like literally the first guy that comes to my head. The guy that they basically arrested and are holding in a detention center right now. because he was part of the organizers who were doing rallies in college to protest the war in Gaza. Mahmoud something. Not Khalid. Khalil.
If one
Khalil.
fits, the
Mahmoud
other one
Khalil.
does.
That's the guy's name. Like, literally, they're like, oh, well, it's like, okay, he's not a U.S. citizen, but he is a U.S. resident under a student visa. Okay?
Yeah.
And he also happens to be part of, like, different civil actions and, like, student organizations with civil rights protections and stuff, and promoting civil rights abroad in the Middle East and all that shit. Happens to be also for Gaza, for the Middle East and Palestine. Okay, let's see you go ahead and use that exact same logic to defend this person. Oh, wait. They don't. They're like, oh, well, he's not a U.S. citizen, so he doesn't deserve due process. Go ahead and lock him up and throw him away. He's still a U.S. resident. He's still a legal resident. He's a student legal resident. He also happens to be married with a wife who's expecting. And he hasn't committed any actual, like, crime or offense in any of the shit they're accusing him of. Organizing student rallies, last I checked, that's not a crime. This shit that Russell Brand is being accused of actually is a crime. So you gotta take the same. If you're not gonna keep the same fucking energy for one guy you like, and you're not gonna apply it unilaterally, if you're saying that these are the things that you care about, if you care about applying the law appropriately and having the rule of law being number one, okay, then apply it properly, apply it equally, even if you don't like the person. It's such bullshit that I gotta quote a thing from Thank You for Smoking. You're gonna love this one. It's this like, if you remember that movie, I know Jose and Angel, you do. Zayana Dragonfang, have you seen that one before? Thank You for Smoking.
Which one?
Thank You for Smoking.
I've never heard
Thank
of
You
it.
for Smoking. It's
It's
wonderful
it's an
documentary.
underrated. Yeah, no, it's an underrated movie.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Very
never heard of it.
educational. When do you sleep? Sunday.
No, okay, you girls are gonna need to look it up sometime, or we can pop in the DVD for y'all. It stars Aaron Eckhart. He plays a lobbyist for the tobacco industry, and it basically follows him as he's trying to navigate around through stuff like, okay, he's divorced, he's got a kid that he sees on weekends, and he's got to work around the business of providing spin and providing media public relations for the fucking cigarette business, for the tobacco industry. And, like, he even actually legitimately uses this line while he's discussing this stuff with his son. So if he says something along the lines like, okay, imagine you're a lawyer and imagine you're defending a killer. Worse than that, a child killer. Under the law, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everyone has the right to a fair trial. What would you do with this client of yours? And the kid says, like, well, since everyone is everyone's deserving of a fair trial, then that means you should equally have a fair defense. Then they should have everyone's entitled to a defense attorney of some kind in order to, like, to help them through court. And he responds like, yeah, exactly. So do multinational corporations, like I do, which is what I do. Basically defending the tobacco industry in the court of public opinion, and you'll see all the fucking mental gymnastics and loopholes and stuff that go through the movie. It's actually severely funny as fuck, but only because of how out of whack and, like, outlandishly, like, oh my god, why is this so accurate?
Yeah, though, to be fair, though, it does help that at the end of the day, one of the reasons what makes him such a compelling character, despite the fact that he's defending the tobacco industry, is that he is ultimately agreeing to a point that everybody has to agree with, whether they like him or not, which is, it doesn't matter whether it's bad or good for you. People have the right to choose. No one can take that from them. Even if it's something that is not good for them, they have the right to choose, to decide what they want. and that is something that cannot be avoided. And he literally caps off the movie by basically saying, if one day comes when my son becomes an adult and he comes up to me and tells me that he wants help finding the best brand of cigarette and he wants to light up one with me, then I'll happily do so, because that is still his choice. The film also points out that many people go to ridiculous extremes, even if their cause is objectively righteous, and it doesn't make them any better than those they're trying to hurt. Because, well, Juan, you've seen the movie. You know what happens to him near the end of the film.
Yep, I do. What was it along the lines of, like, okay, so this chick that he's like seeing on the side, since he's single, played by Katie Holmes, she's a reporter, and they start like basically being fuck buddies and shag buddies for a while throughout the movie, and then she publishes a fucking expose on him based on the shit that they talk about while they're having sex. And there's even one little line in there where, like, on their first like dinner meeting and whatever, before they start getting their freak on and shit, he basically says, like, hey, no, I'm just a regular working guy like everyone else. Everyone's got a mortgage to pay, and I'm just paying paying to get by. I just happen to do what I do best over here. And so when he confronts her in the middle of, like, after the article goes out, he actually confronts her over the phone. It's like, I'm sorry, I thought that anything that I might have said to you while I was inside you was considered privileged information. Her fucking, with a straight ass face, like, oh, come on, Nick, now we're just being children here. I wanted to
No. I remember the line. Can I take this one? All right, look. Yeah. After he said that, she's like, listen, Nick, if you wanted to meet for a dinner and a talk, then we could do that.
But you wanted
to have sex. I'm okay with that too.
He's like, you used me. How could you do that? And her fucking with a straight ass look on her face, I did it for the mortgage. And hangs up on him. Fucking nerd.
That is cold.
Well, it doesn't take him long afterwards to try and spin that to his benefit too, because go fucking figure. He went ahead and basically publicly outed how she basically fucked the story out of him, and you see her actually, like, with this little, like, news presser that he was, like, running out of and actually trying to go to this other thing. You actually see her in the office room dropping her fucking coffee mug, like, giving her the dirtiest ass look. Like,
I know. He publicly doxed her without publicly doxing her.
No, he just called her a hoe.
Yeah, that's true. The truth is the most powerful weapon in his arsenal, and he uses it very expertly.
And that's the fucking funny part about it. And like I said, it's not like, oh, hey, smoking's good. And, like, that's not even the point. The point of it is, like, this is how fucking lobbyists and fucking people try and justify their way out of a paper bag kind of shit. Let me see here. No, not Russell Brand, says Haley Ray Stout. How's it going, by the way, Haley Ray? Welcome to the Black Files. I appreciate you. And yeah, sorry, Haley Ray. Russell Brand has been officially criminally charged and will be dealing with these charges in a court of law next month. Just getting back to this one article here, they're literally saying, like, oh, it's logistical challenges and that it's the current media climate. Like, what logistical challenge? Like, it's
the logistical challenge of how do we logistically the fact that we may have invited a sexual predator into our campus.
Like, what?
Well, there's that.
What, did he accidentally have, like, a wedding he needs to attend or something? Does he have to visit his podiatrist on the day of the speaking engagement? What the fuck? Like, they tried to actually push this off in the article. Despite widespread criticism from students, faculty, and staff, an open inquiry, civil discourse. All right, there we go. Now, less than 24 hours later, school officials say logistical issues and the current media climate have prompted them to reschedule the Brand speaking event for a future date. The new college speaker, Russell Brand, charged with rape in UK, had Sarasota visit. Let's see. The discussion was originally slated to include Brand, 48, for a panel on free speech, censorship, and cancel culture, despite ongoing investigations in the UK, where Brand has been accused of rape and sexual misconduct by multiple women. Isn't that a little fucking sus to say like, oh no, I'm being canceled and I'm being censored by all these people because
The censorship,
look at
bruh.
what the man's doing at me. They're throwing these allegations at me, bro. But this is the fucking theme that they want him to talk on. When his number one defense on this has been like, oh, they're trying to get me because I'm a truth speaker and because I'm a warrior of God now, quote unquote.
The Lord speaketh for me, brother.
Man, I have seen lords and ladies and gods and demigods and has-been gods, would-be gods, and none of them have got anything nice to say about Russell Brand. They all basically say like,
I only believe in one God, ma'am, and he doesn't take dress like that.
No, I'm pretty sure like the ones I've spoken to just basically said, buddy, get a shave. That's it. They don't care for him one way or another after that. Just like, bro, what the fuck?
It is what it is.
Sadly. Fucking hell. I'm trying to have a little bit of humor. I'm trying to be a little bit silly. I'm sorry, guys, but this is a fucked up story.
Don't apologize for having to add some levity to the procedures. This is a heavy subject we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, no, dude, there's nothing to apologize about. We're literally talking about a guy who, rather than taking responsibility for his own actions, he is choosing to hide behind his religion, and he's making up all these like bullshit.
Let's see here.
Your life's work makes him puke.
Yes.
That
Which
love is not
unfortunately seems to be par for the
unconditional.
which unfortunately seems to be par for the course whenever a celebrity is outed for doing something that's gross and inhumane.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's a pretty classic tale of, screw it, I'll just replace one cross for another. I'm with Jesus now, y'all.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
heaven
usual.
forbid. Yeah, because heaven forbid they admit that what they did was wrong. I mean, it's not like their reputation is going to get hurt.
Reputation of what?
Of what? Being a hedonistic wild child? We already know that. Like, you can say that shit. You can admit to this shit and say how you made a mistake and how it was wrong. But motherfucker, that doesn't mean you get to minimize or diminish what people fucking are saying that you did here. Haley Ray is saying who's blaming him. There was like last Friday, the UK Metropolitan Police Service published the charges on him, 4 different counts. From 4 different women, if I remember correctly there. So
That's a lot of counts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And the Joseph Santos is here. By the way, how's it going?
Hello.
The Santos, welcome to the Black
Hey.
Files. And there's the Joseph Santos said, "I wish Jesus was real and Russell Brand wasn't. He can be real in your heart.
We all do."
And yeah, no, like seriously, actual Jesus would just be looking at him like, bro.
Nah, brah.
It'd be that one cop at the end of the Naked Gun trailer, would like pray to his dad. Like,
I miss you, Dad.
just like, he's not going to say anything cross about you. Jesus would not say anything negative or harmful about Russell Brand.
He would do something, though. Remember, he's with people for less.
He has. Actually, kind of. Would you consider it less for like business vendors and money changers to set up shop within the church, or is it less that a person commits sexual assault on 4 women over the span of however many years?
One of them is a violation against the tenet of the faith. The other one is a violation against God's creation, which is a woman's body. One could argue the later is a little worse than the former. Because at least with the later, he only whipped the shit out of the merchants and kicked them out of the temple. Against this guy, listen, I'm just saying, Jesus would know wrestling.
Good point. He would.
Jesus would know wrestling.
I mean, think about the times from back then. Of course, you know, there'd be like strength contests that guys would do. And obviously a wrestling contest wouldn't be a problem. Let me see here. And
Pankentrion. That's the one that the Greeks invented, if I recall.
The Joseph Santos says, so does the article detail the evidence against him. The evidence is going to be presented by the Crown Prosecution Service next month at the trial. Let's see here. Kyle says Russell should reenact a sequel of Get Him to the Greek in prison. You can call it Give Him the Greek. Ew.
Give him the... Oh,
I'm
God.
just imagining it involves olive oil in some way.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah, no. I love Buddy Jesus. Buddy Christ. He's the man. Hallelujah. Yeah. Buddy Christ would be awesome. Jesus did not apply the whip. It's an allegory. Well, Jesus with the flying elbow, says the Joseph Santos. Well, they're like it's all allegorical and all that. Jesus would at least make the Ish face while rolling his eyes at Russell, says Ulysses Fartknocker. See, that's more in line with the guy. Let's see. Next month, that's crooked. I don't trust that at all, says the Joseph Santos. They have to schedule court dates. That's when the court date was set. You can only fit in so many dates off the top when you have a criminal court or a civil court, when there's only so many judges to be able to go around. Like, you got to schedule when you can, kind of thing. Let me see. The Metropolitan only states how they have the charges brought against him. So, well, actually, it's a total of 5 charges with 4 women in there involved. Let me see here. And I do actually think that Ulysses Fartknocker's got a point where he would actually be I don't fucks with him. Let's see. I mean, the first wrestler he fucking fought an angel and won, says Haley Ray Stout. When did he fight an angel? Wait, I thought that was a depiction of some kind of, like, wasn't it of depiction of Michael?
Can't say.
Mike. Yeah, no, I could have sworn that it it was that it's some. Yeah, because I thought that was just one of those like iconography things of either Michael or Gabriel, and like actually wrestling hand to hand. Like, you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, there was a man by the name, I forgot his name, I think it was Joe or Jacob or something like that, and he got into a beef with an actual angel, and the angel is like, and they fought for like a whole day, and he was sick, and the angel was like, let me go, because the sunrise is coming, and the guy is like, I will not let you go unless you bless me, and the angel goes, all right, G, I like the color of your G, so I'm gonna bless you, and your name will be X, Y, and Z, and
Jacob.
it means...
Yeah, you're right, it
yeah,
is
thank
Jacob.
you. And it will be he who can contends with God or something like that. And I'm like, damn, fucking sick.
Yeah, no, this is the one.
Hey.
Yeah, no, this is the one we're thinking. Yeah, from Gustave Dore, Jacob wrestling with the angel, made in 1855. God damn.
Which is crazy, because imagine being so badass you can tangle with God's messengers for a whole night.
It's like, no, stop it, no. Put it the fuck. No. Make me. I said stop. The Lord commands. Make me.
Hey, check it out. This is called a rear hole naked choke.
Oh, God dang it. Fucking.
I invented it myself.
There we go.
Oh,
The account includes the renaming of Jacob as Israel, etymologized as contends with God. In the Genesis patriarchal narrative, Jacob spent the night alone on a riverside during his journey back to Canaan. He encounters a man who proceeds to wrestle him until dawn. In the end, Jacob is given the name Israel and blessed, while the man refused to give his own name. Jacob then names a place where they wrestled Penuel, meaning the face of God or facing God. So
pretty awesome when you think about it.
Yeah, so that's okay. So that's what we were thinking of with that.
No, I get you. But getting back to the subject of Russell Brand, like, I should have said this earlier, but like, outside of him, like doing a few appearances on MTV and him voicing Dr. Nefario, I'm going to be honest with you, Juan.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh yeah, well, I've never seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but yes, thank you for crediting him. Honestly,
his career wasn't exactly the most outstanding in the States, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm trying to say is he fell under the radar with me, because up until this story broke out, I really haven't been following this guy, because he just kind of, like I said, he wasn't in my radar.
You're better
He just sort of existed.
Like, he wasn't even that funny in Despicable Me. Like, he was just there as this old doctor.
Wait, he was in Despicable Me, what?
Yeah, you remember
He
how
voiced Dr. Nefario.
Gru had a mad scientist sidekick before the mutants
Yeah,
took
that's
over?
him. In all 4
Okay.
fucking movies.
Huh.
You'd forgotten that Gru had a mad scientist sidekick
No,
before.
no, no. I know Dr. Nefarious, but I was just like, I
Yeah, that was
didn't know who voiced him.
And
Now I know. And now I regret it.
Why'd you have to tell me? Jeez.
Because we're talking about
This
it
is just
tonight.
staring at me just like, why? Why did I need this information? No.
Well,
Listen, just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and visualize someone who's much prettier and much better than him voicing as Dr. Nefario.
Honestly?
Yeah?
Okay, no. Give me a hotter Dr. Nefarious and then make it Tom Hiddleston.
Okay, then. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Juan, Angel, do you concur?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point is that he's supposed to look ugly, so it's just gonna feel weird.
The character,
Yeah.
we're not talking about the.
God.
Sorry, but when I think of Dr. Nefarious, or I think about his days the villain from Ratchet and Clank, voiced by Richard Norwitz.
Richard Horvitz by
Yeah.
Zim.
Yeah, it's literally, imagine if Zim was a robot.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Lawrence! Where's my morning tea?
That's awesome.
Let
Oh,
me see here.
man.
D. Joseph Santos, but you said at the trial that unless that's inaccurate, that's insane. There are a lot of reasons this stuff is public leading up to trial. Let's see here.
No, some evidence can't be publicly shown until the trial.
Right. There's still stuff that needs to be actually discussed and all that. Because the women that are accusing Russell Brand, they did go to the police and had gone at the same time to BBC for the documentary that they published back in 2023. So yes, there was a documentary, and yes, at the same time, while they went to the documentarians over at BBC, they had also gone to the police in order to try and get this get charges, or at the very least investigate the charges further. Yes, the information that was presented in the documentary is the crux of it, but obviously that's not all like the evidence showing like the text exchanges and any other witnesses or any other character witnesses of where it might have happened back then. Like all those details that obviously aren't convenient or like streamlinable enough to put on a TV special, all of those meat and details, all that stuff, it is going to be present in the trial itself. And it's just that that last Friday, the British government had actually gone and said, like, okay, we have sufficient evidence, and we've collected sufficient evidence to be able to make the charges officially. So here's where they roll from there. Let me see. And thus wrestling was born, says Haley Ray. Yep, with Jacob and the angel. Didn't Jesus strike the priests in the temple or something, said Kyle. There was two things with the temple. There was the one time when Jesus was a 12-year-old kid and he was he was spitting mad game with the other priests, and they were all like fucking like having themselves a nice little round table and like, holy crap, this kid has got it going on. He's really very well learned. He has wisdom beyond his years. And then there's the incident with him chasing out the money changers and all those guys with the bullwhip, which is funny.
He didn't lose his temper very often, but every time he did, it was something very interesting.
It was very well earned. It was very well earned because, like,
man was pissed.
Like I believe it was on a fucking either a Reddit thread or a Tumblr thread where like no, you have to understand he went and corded that whip by hand on purpose, and they're like, oh well, like everyone seems to say like, oh, that Jesus like whipping those guys out of the church was him acting out of passion and him acting irrational and illogical and spur of the moment. Like, nah, that was deliberate, because you have any idea how long it takes to cord leather straps into a proper whip? That shit takes time.
Well, to be fair though, his dad was a carpenter. I'm pretty sure he taught him a thing or two.
Yes, Jesus himself was also a very good carpenter by trade. So yeah, like we make these jokes, but also at the same time how there are other interpretations of Jesus that shows him as just like the chillest dude, like the TV series American Gods. I showed you the clip. I finally sent you that clip, didn't I, Angel?
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty fun.
yeah. Ian McShane playing boisterous ass Odin, being a fucking asshole. Kristen Chenoweth, the original Glinda from the Wicked the musical, her playing Istara, and poor random hippie guys, long dark hair, beards, simple robes, every single one of them with a halo and the divine light behind their heads. It's like you like just like really very like super chill, like God, man, like the nicest guys who was like, oh well, you like this scrawny prick stole the Easter holiday from you. You should be more angry. You're just inviting him in. It's like, I had no idea that this felt like Isara. Is this true? I am so sorry. That is not. No. I wasn't trying to do that. And like every one of these other guys who were also named Jesus, who were also crucified over the years, like, and every single one of these other jokes who took his name and tried to spread the word, and all of them were martyred. They're no better. Like, God, I am so sorry. What's happened? What's like every single one of them so kind and so apologetic and shit. It's just like
Local man was too chill.
while Odin like Ian McShane boisterously fucking chewing out every Jesus in that little garden party. And it was both like so fucked and like funny at the same time. But like I digress. The fact of the matter remains, getting in with Russell Brand over here, it's gonna be hard for people to actually wake up and smell the fucking kombucha tea mushroom mold based like facial scrub he uses in the morning or whatever the fuck it is, because you can only ignore reality for so long. If this is actually criminal trials or if these are civil trials, that's one thing. But with the Metropolitan Police Service involved, you better believe there's going to be criminal charges involved in this stuff. It's not just like, oh, I'm accusing him of defamation of character. Like, no. We've actually got the law involved. We've got
shit's gone bad.
We've got the actual bobbies with the freaking helmets and the nightsticks involved. No, it's literally in there, and we're up in this shit. And it is as soon as they can get it. Friday, May 2nd was when he's meant to appear at the courthouse. However, he ends up pulling that off somehow. So let me see here. A to Z says in the chat, how's it going, A to Z? Welcome to the Black Files. He said
thank you for joining us.
Them. So yeah, likely hit them. Ouch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Oh, I think he's talking about how Jesus drove them out of the church. Like, yeah. No, he fucking knocked shit over. He was a fucking nuts. I lulled so hard at that scene. From American Gods or from like Thank You for Smoking? You're probably thinking American Gods, right? The Joseph Santos character evidence wouldn't be allowed here. That lowers the burden of proof. Russell is screwed. More reasons I'm never leaving the U.S. again. You know, if he's smart and if he's actually going to try to hold up his image of like, no, I really do believe in the Lord and I do believe that I have been vindicated, then he'll own up and face the music. That's simple. What would you say?
I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold my breath on that, Wancho.
All right, so Zayana, Dragonfang, aside from all the tangents we made regarding pop cultural lore regarding Jesus and who he may or may not have been wrestling and being chewed out by very angry, pissed off Ian McShane, who's just Ian McShaning himself. Your thoughts regarding Russell Brand here?
Well, you can never really tell if someone's innocent or guilty until everything comes out. I mean, I do hope that, you know, if these women did come forward, that it's not just trying to slander someone else's name, because again, we've seen that
many times.
Yeah, because that happens too much. Yeah, that happens way too much.
It makes it like uncredible when you actually look at everything, because how many times have people come forward to put, they want someone in jail, so they'll lie to the judge's face and whatnot. Oh, he sexually assaulted me, or something similar to that.
And then it comes out that they lied.
Wait, they come out and admit it, and then that person is still behind bars.
Yeah, that's why, like, I hope it's not that, because
It ruins
that'll be really
credibility of
shitty.
previous accusations as well, doing so.
Say again?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I meant to say it also ruins the credibility of anybody who tries to step
Yep.
forward, because
Yeah,
it
it does.
casts more doubt on the procedures. Like, how can we trust you? How do we know you are not lying either?
Exactly.
So I hope it's not like that, because again, it reflects badly on everyone else who has been sexually assaulted. That, oh, well, see, now people are never going to believe me if it happens to me, So it's, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, honestly. I mean, if there's irrefutable evidence, then there it is. But do we remember again how long ago that this apparently happened again?
These are
Like, for
four
all of them?
different occurrences that
So like what, in
happened-
like the last 10 years or 20 years?
no, they were things that happened between 1999 and 2005.
Okay, yeah, so they've happened a long time ago. Sometimes people may look at that and be like, oh, well, why didn't you come in sooner about this? Or, keep complaining about it. And I can see people trying to say that because it's been so long that no one wants to do anything about it. But again, time will tell.
Indeed.
Like,
Sexual assault sucks.
sadly,
Yeah, it's no laughing matter no matter how much we make jokes about it, unfortunately.
No, yeah, no, it does suck. And it's really fucked up because, like, there are actually fucking weirdos who will say, like, oh, if you actually were sexually assaulted, then you need to go immediately to police and you need to go immediately to the hospital to get all that stuff looked at. And if
Yeah,
you
you know
don't,
the funny
then
thing about
means you
that?
wanted it. And, like,
How many of those rape kits just sit in evidence and are never looked at?
Forever.
Way too many. The answer is way too many.
The system is too flawed. It's far too easy for a genuine confession to be lost into a mire of paperwork, and it can drag on and on. There's also the fact that many victims just don't feel comfortable talking about it. It's not the kind of experience you can just, blab all your secrets
Because it's
to.
traumatizing.
Exactly. And even if they did, once again, no guarantee that they will believe you. This is one of the worst problems with this kind of cases. Guilt and innocence both require evidence that is both temporary, because the genetic can be flushed out of the system eventually, and it requires a set of circumstances that prove without a shadow of a doubt that the accused person is guilty, because otherwise that turns into life-ruining accusations on one side and the other. It's a huge mess.
Yeah.
Like one thing that came up on all this is, while I was also pulling this stuff up, I also found another article from The Independent that came out yesterday. And it feels like it's like one of those, like, I really hope they're not trying to whitewash this guy, but it's really more of like I'm warning people of, like, okay, this is an actual problem. And y'all are gonna freak. It's from The Independent. The headline on it reads, Gen Z boys have a new hero in their sights, and his name is Russell Brand. In the subline on there, this is written by Chloe Comby. As adolescence sparks a new conversation about the manosphere, there was one person who was broadcasting why it's an insult to masculinity. Chloe Comby looks at how Russell Brand could soon be taking Andrew Tate's crown among young men, and why being charged with rape is only adding to his appeal.
What?
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Okay, I demand some evidence, because I have seen nobody defend this guy online.
I would love to see some evidence of that.
That is some hell of a fucking throw you're throwing in there, man.
For real, I'm genuinely like, who the fuck? Who the fuck did Wood fucks with raping?
Because I've been looking at this, by the way, and I stopped playing the game like an hour ago, and I've been researching information, and I am seeing nobody defend this guy. At best, people are neutral about it.
And at worst,
damn, and I thought that Russell Brand would have at least like a few fans like try to defend him, but like, okay then. No,
the majority of people are basically, I'm going to wait until I get an actual verdict, and some others are just declaring him guilty outright. I am seeing nobody outright defending him here.
Yeah, no, that guy's alone. He's alone on his own island.
Well, he's got God by his side.
Oh, yeah, Angel. That's about as helpful as Shawn Michaels tag teaming with God on Backlash against Vince and Shane in a wrestling match. Oof.
By the way,
Juan remembers what I'm talking about.
By the way, yes, that was an actual thing, and it's bullshit.
It's stupid. But anyways, getting back on topic.
Like, okay, here's where the article actually brings this stuff in, and actually brings up that one specific accusation here. James, 21, is fairly typical. His politics are new right, but he wouldn't vote for current Labour or Conservatives. He also likes the boldness of the MAGA movement and says, quote, I love Russell Brand. He's a bit mad, but he makes a lot of sense and he makes you think about the world. It's why the establishment hates him. He's calling them out intelligently and they don't like it. He kicks up, not down, so he's brave. So how did this once tabloid shagger of the year, presenter of Big Brother's Big Mouth, and actor in a peculiar hodgepodge of films become so sacrosanct in the heavily online bro world? The anti-stuff is important. There is a deep well of anger, dissatisfaction, and rejection of the establishment in young men across the socioeconomic spectrum, many of whom believe the establishment has busied itself raising other groups at the expense of them. This has cultivated a real nihilism in a lot of young guys, which is as evident as among Gen Z as it was among Gen X in the 90s. The difference is that Gen X had Douglas Copeland to capture the mood, whereas now there is the internet. If I remember correctly, yeah, no, I don't recognize that name, but I'm going to find out real quick. Douglas Copeland.
Yeah, I don't think any of us recognize that name.
Is that a fucking...
Nope.
Who the fuck? Is he an artist? He's a fucking painter? Okay.
Say his name again. What's his name?
Douglas Coupland. Coupland. Is a Canadian novelist, designer, and visual artist. Really? Oh, I get it, because he was also Tales for an Accelerated Culture, who was the author of this narrative called Generation X, Tales for an Accelerated Culture. Okay, I guess so, with his being a novelist and him talking about Gen Xers and stuff. Okay, I get that. I hope you'll excuse me. I'm
You're fine. You're
old,
fine.
but I didn't read that shit when I was, 1991?
Yeah.
Please, I wasn't even 5 years old when it came out.
Yeah, forgive us if we don't remember everything. Extremist
Yeah, bro, we were
outliers can be found anywhere.
Babies.
Yeah, extremist outliers can be found anywhere, and popular media will use them constantly as an example to highlight an entire group into it. Whether he says something that people agree with, it's all well and good, but whether he's guilty or not, we'll have to wait on that matter. But it's one of those cases of, okay, he makes a good point. Does that mean that he's a good person? We don't know.
We don't know.
Doesn't look like it, but we don't know. It feels like they're trying to basically aim for the, look at this man and all the influence he has on the youth and the Gen Zs. And I'm like, where, in the UK?
Actually, yeah, considering where The Independent is published, and considering that they're also talking about online communities. They're not just talking about Joe Schmo around the block. They're talking about, the online, influencer sphere that young guys, sink themselves into, and a lot of unfortunate souls find their way tumbling down the rabbit hole, and before you know it, they go from, oh hey, maybe I should be thinking more about what's being put in our foods, to I'm going to drink actual textile dyes in order to cure myself from tap water. Or
fuck it, do like that farmer guy who bought 15 bucks of horse electrolytes.
Yeah, no, horse tranquilizer or whatever.
Dewormers.
Histamine or something.
Yeah, horse dewormers.
I'm gonna take that
For the record, that guy who took the horse electrolytes is perfectly healthy. He's just more energetic because he's taking horse electrolytes.
It's because they're horse size. It's literally.
Thankfully,
Gatorade.
this is a case where nothing bad happened. And I'm like sitting here like, wait, so if it's perfectly healthy, then we can just buy like a whole bucket of that stuff for like $10. I don't need to buy what if I mix horse electrolytes with glitch?
No! Angel, what
No.
the fuck?
Now hear me
You
out.
can do the same with
No.
regular human-sized electrolytes. It's okay. Glitch has
But
electrolytes.
energy is good, so
But if
more
you buy
energy,
it
good
within the
earner.
Glitch brand, Angel, you'll have more Glitch brand electrolytes. You're not just going to have regular electrolytes or even horse electrolytes. You'll have Glitch electrolytes along with it. They already have it. You can just do that anyway.
Glitch, if you can hear me, give me a horse electrolyte flavor, or I will do. This is not a request, this is a threat. Give me the horse electrolyte, or I will go to the farmer's market and commit atrocities against humankind.
Oh my god, Angel.
Angel, you should go to bed.
But I've been in bed all day.
He might in a second. Also, I found a.
Remember, Angel was mishandling. Drinking too much of that NyQuil.
Listen, all I'm saying is that Sam should have been more understanding of John's condition. Walking up to him and taking away the shield from him who was in the throes of PTSD after the death of Lamar was a genuinely dick move on his part, especially considering the first time we see Sam, he's helping soldiers with PTSD. He, of all people, should understand John's situation a lot better, and I feel like that is genuinely one of the worst parts of that show.
I think he was trying, but John Walker was kind of still over-amped with just having gotten the serum and overly broken up with the suddenness of the death, so...
Yeah, Angel, it's kind of hard to negotiate with a guy who's literally, full of rage and passion.
But Sam still took the shield from him. That is basically stealing shit. It doesn't make you look any better by not being the bigger man.
Is it stealing?
Back from where? It's government property!
Kinda, not really, but also kind of...
I'm really looking forward to the Expendables.
You mean the Thunderbolts?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay. Also, I was trying to show you. I found a nice little group shot from that episode of American Gods with the all the Jesuses that showed up in that little scene with
all the Jesuses. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see Ian McShane, you see Kristen Chenoweth, and you see all these other dudes, except for the guy in the suit, because he's also with Odin, Mr. Wednesday or whatever. And you actually see every single different version of Jesus that was in Istara's garden party.
Oh, bullshit. The guy in the suit is Jesus in disguise.
They're all Jesus in disguise. It's meant
That's a lot of Jesus. Wait a second. I see that guy on the left. That's my boy Jesus.
Actually, yes. That was Jesus, the one who actually ends up coming out or whatever from that garden party. But you see how there's so many different Jesuses. You have an albino black guy Jesus. You have Jamaica Jesus. You have Asian Jesus. You have Jesus of Latter-day Saints. I'm guessing the dude, the second dude from the right over here in the white polo and the brown slacks, and he's got a simple goblet on him. They all have some kind of goblet. Well, whoever's holding them. You notice that, right? And every single
because it's their last supper. Before they. Anyways.
They went to a party. Also, wait a second.
Yeah.
Show me that image again.
All right. Give a second. I literally just pulled it out from the...
Put that back in. I gotta figure out which one of them is the real Jesus.
They're all the real Jesus.
Oh my God.
Incorrect. Which one of them has a wooden cup?
Ah, I see what you're getting at. We're Indiana Jones and the Last Crusading this one. Also,
it was a carpenter's cup, fit for a simple working man.
Also, I see TES Bloodline in the chat. How's it going, TES Bloodline? Welcome to the Black Files. We appreciate you being here. And let's see. Kyle, my soul just threw up. Ow. You may want to mop that up. Let's see. That's overkill, says Haley Ray Stout. Let's see. The Joseph Santos. Russell doesn't have fans or loved ones. I'm not surprised he's alone on this. And Kyle was asking, a horse of Viagra? No, Jesus, no. We're talking about
No, not Viagra. Electrolytes.
Like Gatorade for horses.
Yeah, dude.
There's a brand. It's called Apple Brand, and it literally means 1 apple a day kind of thing. And apparently it tastes quite bitter, but the results cannot be questioned.
Why Why are we still entertaining that?
I have no idea.
Entertaining.
I don't think
I'm
there's much
already
else to
writing
talk.
down the size
I'm
of my
literally
order.
shaking
I'm
my
going
head
to
at you
Amazon
guys.
right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Juan, I don't think there's much else to talk about with Russell Brand at this
Well,
point.
like I said, I'm trying to like fucking bring in on this and get it into like the to actually bring in some of the point of it all. You can't cloak yourself in the words of the Bible to excuse being an asshole. You can't say, "Oh well, I've changed. I'm sober." Like, okay, you're changed. You're sober. One thing about sobriety is accountability and personal responsibility. Fucking own it. If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. He says that he's gonna vehemently and like he's going to deny this in court. Like, okay, cool. Let's see where the facts meet out. Let's see where the chips fall where they may, and justice prevails one way or another. I really.
Mind you, since he's being accused, it is the burden of proof falls on the accusers. They are the ones that have to prove that he's guilty. Otherwise, this whole thing is getting thrown into the streets. But if he truly believes that he's innocent, and he really is, then that will be the end of that story. They will have to work on punishing the people that falsely accuse him if that were to be the case. But if they do have solid evidence proving without a shadow of a doubt that he did commit those heinous actions, well, then he'll have plenty of time to repent, let's just say.
Preach. One last thing, because at the end of that article from The Independent, by the way, folks, please read that article. It is very insightful. The last little line in the article is the one that it's the one that gets me so fucking frustrated with that kind of phony piety bullshit. And you're gonna love it here. Very last paragraph in the article. Unless they do, bad messengers and messages aren't going to go away. Not even when they're jailed, deported, or charged with serious crimes. To their fans, this is all just proof of the big conspiracy they've been warned about all along. One commentator on Brand's latest Rumble diatribe was fairly typical of who they saw as the true victims. Quote, "Trust in God, not the court system. They're out to get you, my friend." This is the shit that people swallow up. This is the swill that motherfuckers like Russell Brand foist upon their audience, and that sort of mentality in order to try and get away with being a horrible asshole. No. That is where I fucking... That's the kind of shit I do not abide. Because it's like, literally, like, no. The court systems are our laws of the land, and that's where we prove our innocence or guilt, liability, non-liability. This is where we have it. You want to talk about being judged in the afterlife or whatever? Okay, live a proper life where you're not hurting anyone, and let whoever you worship, let them judge you accordingly. When your time's up, like, don't.
It ain't a perfect system, but it is the one that works so far.
Exactly. Like, let me see here. Yes, you can. It's more so you shouldn't. Okay, yeah, you're right, Kyle. Like, with the horse electrolytes, I get it. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking do it. And DJ Santos also said, I honestly wouldn't mind if Brand gets convicted. I don't like him. I have found him funny back in the day. Seeing what kind of a guy he was back then and now just kind of shows me that he's just being a opportunistic little dork who's trying to hide behind one cover or another in order to justify him being a jerk. No, don't fucking hide it. Fucking own it with your full dick out. Heaven knows he doesn't have any problems doing that. I think I'll wrap us here for now. Alright, so Zayana Dragonfang, let me know your final thoughts on all this good jazz that we've talked tonight, where you think this trial that starts next month is going to begin, and where you think things are headed.
Well, like I said before, innocent until proven guilty.
Reserve judgment.
So,
Final verdict.
yeah, we can't really say anything until it happens, but I know I can speak for both of us when I say that I really hope it's them not just trying to smear his name and nothing. It's true. Because again, that's shit.
We've seen a lot of people do that in the past.
Yeah. So if that happens, then again, people will never want to take anyone seriously when they're trying to accuse anyone. So crossing my fingers and my toes that it's not going to go that way.
No, I totally
All
understand
right,
you there.
that's fair.
All right. Appreciate you for that, ladies. Thank you for that. Dragon Fangs, Ayana Rose, much love to you. Thank you for that. Angel, your final thoughts and what can we expect on this Saturday's edition of Los Amigos Play?
Thank you. Well, on my hand, I'm pretty much following the same route as they are, innocent until proven guilty. Part of me kind of hopes that he will be innocent, not out of any personal bias, because I would rather live in a world with less victims of sexual assault, even if they turn out to be jackasses. But once again, we'll wait. We'll wait to see, and when the evidence comes out and the investigation is done, then we'll work from there. And in the meantime, though, our beloved listeners can join us next Saturday, well, this Saturday, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Los Amigos Play. We are so close to the end of A Plague Tale Innocence at the hands of Miss Sayana Rose that has been faithfully and ever so inexorably leading us in this journey. We are about to do it, guys. We are about to fix WWE, finally. After all this time, now that we control Hugo, we control the merchandise line, and that is where the power comes from. Sadly, we had to kill LA Knight for it. It's a real shame, but that's okay, because we're going to send Vince McMahon to hell to join him eventually, so I like to think that will balance out the karma books a little bit.
Here's hoping.
Here's to hoping, and I hope that you will join us for that at 5 p.m. on YouTube and Cake.
All right, thank you for that, Angel. And Jose, your final thoughts on tonight's story, and what can we expect on tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind?
Okay, so first of all, my final thoughts. I will agree, I agree with Zayana Rose, Dragonfang, and Angel. However, I do want to add something else. I agree. Wait and see what happens. However, no matter what the outcome, that's it. His career is nuked because even if the accusations are disproven, the accusations are bad enough to already ruin a guy's reputation. And when your reputation is stained, whether you did it or you didn't do it, what's left for you to do? Because even if he tries to come back into the limelight and try something different, it's just, I don't know. It's just not going to feel. Yeah, I know. It's not going to feel right for him.
It's like driving a car somebody shit themselves on. Even if the car is still clean, the implication of what happened is still there.
That is such a weird ass analogy, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sorry. I really think he really should have. Shouldn't have gotten involved in this shit in the first place, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But that being said, for tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Kick, join me and my tag partner, Mr. Juan Rouse, as we review 3 of the most exciting pro wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. For tomorrow night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, along with our weekly reviews, we'll be reviewing the main event of this year's AEW Dynasty, where the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley defends his world title against Swerve Strickland. We'll have more on that in our discussions tomorrow night. Now, passing the ball back to Juan.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for that. All right, and my final thoughts on this are going to be pretty straightforward. While I do believe that innocence until proven guilty is very important in terms of a court of law, sadly, the court of public opinion is already out there. There's no two ways about it when it comes to that. Folks are going to believe that he's innocent or guilty, despite whatever evidence comes to it, regardless, proving either or sustaining either or. I just really hope that folks start to break out of the mentality of, okay, this guy's on my side, therefore he must be purely innocent and nothing he can do no wrong. That sort of tribalism, that sort of fanatical devotion That shit needs to stop. I don't care who it's for. I don't care if it's for a politician or a blogger or an actor or a singer or an influencer or whatever. Like, oh no, this is all like the man's trying to get him. Like, buddy, it's not that deep. Either someone's a dick or they're not a dick. If there's a giant fucking conspiracy, you'd think that they would actually be moving a little bit faster to try and bring someone down. Or like to try and silence their opponents or whatever the shit. Or that it would be much less conspicuous. It would just be one day we just poof, never hear about him again.
The deep state sent him deep down.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it would be one of those like that he'd be disappeared off the internet, or that he would never be fucking heard from, or like, oh no, he had himself an accident and he, tripped and fell on his own shears or whatever the fuck. Point is, like...
He got Final Destinationed.
Right? Fucking Final Destination getting a new movie over here. I hope it's the last, because they're getting frighteningly hard to keep up.
No, it's gonna keep going. Listen, as long as we can... You know that show, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yes.
We're gonna go to every single one of those.
Oh,
perfect.
Good grief. Well, in any case, it's going to be tough, and yeah, like Xan and Dragonfang did bring up how false accusations just make it worse for everyone else. I agree with that. I really don't think that the Crown Prosecution Service over in the UK, that they would have gone through all this trouble if there wasn't enough of a there. If there wasn't enough evidence for there to be an actual problem that warrants criminal charges. So... However these chips may fall, you better believe that that we'll be covering it right here on this program, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of The Ravens Flock, hosted by yours truly, Juan Arouse. As we delve into the darker side of nerd and geek culture, be sure to request access as we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/RavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Fox, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock. Rose Casbone, Angel Mendez, and Rose Cosplay, Dragon Cosplay, and K-Storm Cosplay. I am Juan Rouse. This has been The Black Files, and we